Yeah, good morning, Stack. We're talking some Celtics Heat from last night. We've had such wild swings in this series, but this was close in the first half. But before Boston pulled away in the fourth, Jaylen Brown, big second half, finished the night with 25. Tatum scored 22, and that defense pretty much did the rest for Boston, holding Jimmy Butler to 13 points. That's it. Celtics win. They now take a 3-2 series lead. Nick, I'll start with you because you picked the Heat in 7. How confident are you in that prediction now?
Oh, Jenna, I got to tell you.
Tell me.
Steven Jackson, I got to tell you. I'm not feeling that confident.
Really?
I am not really thrilled with what I've seen the last 2 games. And I'm not going to go to the excuse well, which is overflowing, with not excuses, but with explanations. Tyler Hero missing the last 2 games. The Heat backcourt going 1 for 27 Stack over the last 2 games. However, I am going to say this. This series looked one way before Jimmy Butler went out with an injury and has looked a different way since then. Can we show what Jimmy Butler was doing in the postseason up until Game 3 when he got hurt? 30 points, 54% shooting, 9 free throws a game. Since then, Stack, you would cut him from your Big 3 team at 9 points, 25% shooting, and 2 free throw attempts per game. No, the Miami Heat, their margins are thin because they don't have explosive offensive firepower. With the 6th man of the year missing the last 2 games and Jimmy Butler turning into Terrence Ferguson over the last 3 games, no, I don't. I'm unless Jimmy and Tyler Hero get very, very healthy very, very quickly, it's not looking good for Heat culture. Got to tell you. There's no real workarounds here.
Your favorite guy's taking all the shots, Nick. He goes open 16 last night. I think Cruz, whatever his name is. I don't even know his name. I'm just tired of him shooting.
Max Strus.
He's shooting all the balls.
Why is he my favorite guy? When did he become my favorite guy?
Get a rhythm. It's all his fault they lose. Somebody just sit him down and find a way to let Jimmy get more shots, let Bam get more shots. But that guy is messing up Miami's whole offense. And one thing about it, when you got a great defense like Boston, you can't have that guy taking ill-advised threes and ill-advised shots and continuing to shoot after you've missed 10 in a row. That kills your rhythm, especially at home when you got a chance to win the game. Miami's coaching on offense is really killing them right now. I think their defense is solid for the most part, but their offense and their offensive strategy is killing them. And that's the main reason why they're losing this series.
Nah, Stack, look, you're right. Their defense has been legit. Boston only scored 93 points last night. I mean, they had trouble putting the ball in the basket themselves. Second half, obviously, they got it going a little bit more. But I think, Stack, Miami has gone from Atlanta in the first round, which is a bad defensive team, one of the bottom 5 in the league, Philadelphia in the second round, which without Joel Embiid or with Embiid playing injured is a mediocre defensive team, to now all of a sudden this smothering defense and the Gabe Vincents and the Max Struses who were undrafted, and even P.J. Tucker, we know he does great stuff, but he's not going to score a ton of points for you. They are having trouble putting the ball in the basket, and obviously even Jimmy Butler and Bam to some degree are having trouble putting it in the basket. This is what I want to throw at you, Jack. I'll go back to you before we go to Wilds. How much of an excuse do you give Jimmy? Because obviously the knee is bothering him, but he's out there playing. He's essentially playing the whole game, and he's totaled 27 points in the last 3 games. Like, we understand the situation, but how much of a pass do you give him just because he's trying to fight through a bad injury?
I don't. I love Jimmy. That's my brother. But if you out there, you got to go out there and play like the Jimmy we know, or you're going to end up hurting your team. You can't all of a sudden go out there and be a lesser Jimmy Butler because you're hurt and expect your team to automatically understand what you're doing and pick up after you. It don't work like that. If you out there, you got to go out there and be the player that we know you can be. But if you're out there playing bad and we're losing, you got to take that same pressure on your back and take the same credit for it, because we give you the same credit when you're getting 40 points in Miami winning.
I think that's fair. You know, there's been two interesting requests in the last 12 hours. Request number one, and the most recent one, was me requesting the ability to wear Steven Jackson's Terror Squad chain. I was shut down in the break, but I'm not going to give up. Joe, if you're watching, old KW is here. Might not need the full chain. There's different sizes. There's maybe just a small pendant. Small pendant, like a Mother's Day style. Just a tiny one, just TS that I would wear underneath my tie. Just putting it out there. The second request was Joel. Yeah, I'm making a brooch. The second request is Joel Embiid's tweet. Joel went on Twitter last night and said, no one's talking about me. Miami needs another star, requesting that Pat Riley makes a move. Now, immediately, everyone's like, uh-oh, are you talking about leaving? We don't think that's what it is. He later responded, everybody's crazy for thinking that. But, Nick, do you think that Miami, who was the number one seed, I was told I was disrespecting them because I thought that the Celtics won. They had the sixth man of the year. They got Kyle Lowry. You got Jimmy Butler. You got Bam. Do you actually think Joel has a point and Miami needs to retool, as Pat Riley's always making this team better? Also, as Victor Oladipo, who's great.
Well, listen, they thought they got another star or star-ish at the tail end in Kyle Lowry. And instead, Kyle Lowry has given them absolutely nothing in the exact series they needed him most. Kyle Lowry's at a different phase of his career, and he's injured again. And so, yeah, I mean, I think even Miami thinks they need another star, or they need Bam to, be more of a consistent level player. Bam's best games, you're like, is he the third best big man in basketball? But then he has a week where it's like,
until Robert Williams
is he one of the three best guys on his own team? So that's tough. The only thing tougher than that is, listen, Steven Jackson. I take a lot of flack on this show for different reasons, and I just eat it. I am not going to allow my friend Steven Jackson tell America that Max Strus is my guy. At no point was he ever my guy. I did not claim Max Strus. You can't just assign him to me because you think he and I might look alike or something. Whatever it was that made you decide Nick Wright's got to be a Max Strus guy, I need you to rescind that comment. I already take enough strays from your podcast partner, Matt Barnes, on the regular. I can't have Steven Jackson adding to the ammunition. Okay, thank you. That was unfair and uncalled for. All right, that's all. Go ahead, Drew. I just needed that on the record.
I gotta say this, and look, Philadelphia would be crazy to consider something like this, but I don't think Joel was just tossing at it. Oh, people took it the wrong way. He is savvy.
I agree with
he is smart. He loves Jimmy.
And he loves Jimmy.
I mean. Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he would love a reunion with Butler in the Heat culture in Miami. I think it'd be tremendous. But Philadelphia, they got Embiid locked up for the next several years. Why in the world would they do it? But I don't think, Wiles, that he was just, I didn't know it would be taken this way. Nah, he knew what he was doing.
Hey, let's head out west. Wait till you hear what Jason Kidd had to say about the war.